Welcome to Manchester United News Update. Subscribe for more Manchester United news, match previews, and transfer updates. Man United transfer news. Marcus Rashford problem becomes clearer as teammate told to move on. Away Marcus Rashford has made it clear he wants to leave Manchester United in the January transfer window, but the Red Devils have been warned they may struggle to sell the attacker. The January transfer window is just a day away, with Manchester United expected to be one of the Premier League's busier teams. Ruben Amorim's difficult start to his reign as United manager means that reinforcements will be crucial if their fortunes are to be turned around. But the club's precarious position when it comes to profit and sustainability rules means that sales will also be needed. The player most likely to depart is Marcus Rashford after the attacker was frozen out by Amorim. But Rashford's lucrative contract makes a sale difficult, with rival clubs unlikely to agree to his wage demands. Elsewhere, United's struggling stars could find themselves at risk of being moved on as part of an expected clear-out. Here, Mirror Football rounds up the latest Manchester United transfer news. Star urged to leave. Andre Onana has been told to leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. Onana has endured another difficult year as he struggles to live up to the expectations of a United number one, with the Cameroonian now being urged to find a new club. I'd be straight to the point and tell him, Andre, you are one of the best keepers in Europe, but in the Premier League, you are underperforming, block out criticism, do some soul-searching, press the reset and go again, former Old Trafford misfit Massimo Taibi told The Sun. And if things don't change by June, move on. I think subconsciously the United environment isn't ideal for him, and when a marriage is showing cracks, it's pointless to continue. Sometimes things don't work out at a team and it's best to go separate ways, which would not be a failure. Leeds star Illan Meslier is expected to reject a move to Manchester United. With backup keeper Altay Bayındır eyeing an exit from Old Trafford, the Frenchman has emerged as a potential replacement. But according to Give Me Sport, Meslier would only consider an exit from Elland Road if he is to be the first choice at his new club. It is claimed that United's interest will revolve around Bayındır's situation. If they did look to sign Meslier, the Red Devils would be competing against a number of other suitors. The keeper is entering the final 18 months of his contract, with the next two transfer windows being Leeds' final opportunity to bring in a fee for him. Rashford dilemma made clear. Alan Shearer believes United may find it difficult to sell Wanaway star Marcus Rashford in January. The attacker has made it clear he is ready for a new challenge, but Shearer believes his lucrative contract could cause complications. Gary Neville claims Man Utd's summer signings have made Red Devils worse in scathing verdict. Manchester United spent big in pre-season but have continued to struggle under both Erik ten Hag and Ruben Amorim, leaving former captain Gary Neville frustrated. Gary Neville pulled no punches in his assessment of Manchester United's big-money summer signings, as their woes from the Erik ten Hag era continued under Ruben Amorim against Newcastle. Ten Hag brought in £200 million worth of reinforcements after being backed by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, with United's part owners sanctioning the deals in a bid to improve on last season's 8th-place finish. Defenders Lenny Yoro, Matthijs de Ligt and Noussair Mazraoui arrived in an effort to strengthen the back line, with midfielder Manuel Ugarte and forward Joshua Zirkzee also brought on board. It has been a mixed bag in terms of impact, with Mazraoui considered to be the best of the bunch. Yoro has barely featured due to an injury sustained in pre-season, while Zirkzee's difficult start has seen him score just 3 league goals. After a brief bounce under their new head coach, United have struggled at both ends. Zirkzee was scapegoated in a tough first half against Newcastle, with Amorim withdrawing him before the break, and Neville delivered a scathing assessment of the squad as a whole. I've said this before, that this club has been a bit of a graveyard for players with decent reputations, Neville said on Sky Sports. But when they signed those players like Ugarte, De Ligt, Yoro, Zirkzee, I didn't hear anybody say, they've signed a load of bums. They've signed some half-decent players there that you thought would improve the squad. The problem is when you see them play out here in a red shirt, they look like actually Manchester United are worse than they were before. That's the bizarre thing, that's the odd thing that I'm going to keep continuing to work out, because these players haven't all of a sudden become bad players overnight when they come to Manchester United. But that's what seems to be the case, and it's happening again before our eyes. United fell behind in the 4th minute against Newcastle, with Alexander Isak opening the scoring. Joelinton doubled the visitors' lead, with Isak seeing another effort ruled out for offside and Sandro Tonali firing against the post. There are only 3 players that can probably say that they have done okay since Ruben Amorim arrived. Ahmad, Diogo Dalot and Nussair Mazraoui. Neville added during the horror first half. They have not been amazing, don't get me wrong, but they have taken the right approach. United showed some signs of improvement in the second half, but Neville's fellow pundit Jamie Carragher felt issues lay elsewhere. Casemiro and Christian Eriksen started as a midfield too, though they were joined on the field by Kobbie Mainoo when the youngster replaced Xerxes in the 33rd minute. Manchester United player ratings versus Newcastle as one player scores 1 out of 10 in another defeat. Man United were beaten by Newcastle in their final Premier League fixture of the year, and here are how the players rated at Old Trafford. Manchester United lost for the 9th time in the Premier League this season as Newcastle inflicted a 5th defeat in 6 league games on Ruben Amorim's side. United capitulated in the first 20 minutes, conceding headers from Alexander Isak and Joelinton. Sandro Tonali had a glorious chance to put Newcastle 3-0 up but struck the post. After the 33rd minute removal of Joshua Xerxes for Kobbie Mainoo, United created opportunities but fired blanks for the 3rd match running. Harry Maguire came the closest with a second-half header that hit the upright. Here are how the United players rated. Andre Onana, beaten from 2 more crosses as United capitulated in the first 20 minutes. Managed to beat a corner away. 5. Matthijs de Ligt. His reputation was enhanced by virtue of not playing in recent defeats. United were not better with the plodding de Ligt. 4. Harry Maguire. Failed to keep tabs on Alexander Isak when he nodded in for 1-0 on 4 minutes. 4. Lisandro Martinez. A mismatch in the duel with Joelinton that led to the second goal. Played Rasmus Højlund in for United's first chance, but on a night he captained United he lacked authority. For Nussair Mazraoui. Both of Newcastle's first half goals came down Mazraoui's side, and his existence as a winger in this system needs to end. For Casemiro. Could and maybe should have come off instead of Joshua Xerxes. The worst Brazilian midfielder on show by a distance. Missed a great chance just before halftime. 2. Christian Eriksen. A dubious inclusion who was completely overwhelmed by Newcastle's physicality. This will be his last season at the club. For Diogo Dalot. Got a few tackles in early on and had the better of Jacob Murphy as Newcastle focused on feeding Lewis Hall and Anthony Gordon, who did damage from the left. 5. Joshua Xerxes. His race is well and truly run at United after this. Substituted in the 33rd minute after irking the crowd with his lethargy. His removal was raucously celebrated, which was poor. 1. Ahmad. Earned some early applause from Ruben Amorim but struggled to get United going as the linchpin of the starting 11. Had some shots blocked. 5. Rasmus Højlund. Berated by Amorim and bullied by Fabian Schär. Had a good chance but shot wide. Schär almost always had the measure of the overpriced and overpromoted Højlund. 3. Subs. Kobbie Mainoo. Inexplicably did not start in a match United were never going to have control of. Created a chance for Casemiro and got United playing. 7. Leny Yoro. Had a good chance with a header from a corner. 5. Alejandro Garnacho. Another non-event of a cameo. For Antony. Came on for the final 10 minutes. 5. Manager. Dropping Mainoo was his daftest decision yet, as United were never going to win with 2 over-the-hill midfielders. Manchester United have tested the waters for loan-to-buy striker deal amid Chelsea interest. Manchester United are back in Premier League action on Monday night. Manchester United are sat in the lower half of the Premier League table heading into 2025, as they turn their focus to a huge clash with Liverpool at Anfield. The Red Devils have ended 2024 with fixtures against Wolves and Newcastle United as Ruben Amorim gets the chance to strengthen his side this month. The Red Devils have the chance to bolster their ranks this winter when the January transfer window opens later this week. In the meantime, here's a look at some of the latest news and rumors regarding the club. Striker latest. United have tested the waters for a potential loan-to-buy deal for PSG striker Randal Kolo Muani ahead of next month, as detailed in a report by French news outlet Foot Mercato. However, they face competition from league rivals Chelsea, as well as European clubs including AS Monaco, RB Leipzig, Juventus, Galatasaray, and AC Milan. The Red Devils could see the 26-year-old, who is a France international, as someone to bolster their attacking options. He has struggled to make an impact with his current club and may well be allowed to head out the exit door for a new challenge in the near future. Kolo Muani joined PSG in 2023 and has since scored 11 goals in 54 games for the Ligue 1 Giants. Prior to his return to France, he found the net on 26 occasions in 50 outings for Eintracht Frankfurt. He has also had spells in the past at Nantes and Boulogne and is valued at £25 million on Transfermarkt. He missed a 1v1 in the World Cup final back in 2022 against Argentina. He told L'Equipe, "It could have changed my life. I would have preferred to put it in the background like everyone else, like all French people, but it happened and these are the vagaries of life. This action makes me want to work in front of goal. I'm working and I think I'm making progress. It will give me the courage to move on and to put it in next time." He added, "I want to move on, but it's part of my job. It's not as if I'm sad. I'm just not going to forget it. We were very close to bringing back the third star. I'm not going to lie, I hate it. If he was to join Amorim's side, he would give them more competition and depth up top and something different to what they already have. In addition, it would be a boost if they didn't have to pay anything for him yet and got him on loan." Real Betis have looked into a possible swoop for United winger Antony, but a deal would be very difficult to strike, as per ABC. The 24-year-old has been in and out of the team this term and has struggled to make an impact since his transfer to England. The Brazil international has scored 12 goals in 93 matches and is not a regular starter anymore. In fact, he has only featured on 5 occasions in the league in this campaign so far.